Alrighty, so this is the second collaborative mock draft with trades, but the fifth overall. I got Will with me here today. We're gonna kind of do the same thing I did with Joe, and he's gonna take his team, or sorry, he's gonna take my team. I'm gonna take his team. We're gonna do odds and evens. So I'm up with number one. We're going Cam Ward. Not even flinching.
Yeah, no question about it anymore.
It's set in stone. They might as
Yeah,
well
it's
announce the pick
happening.
now.
It's
Yeah.
happening. And I think this next pick I'm about to make is also a lock at this point. Give me Travis Hunter.
He is actually going to be probably my number one receiver.
Travis Hunter. Wow. Okay.
I the reception perception data, by the way, guys, Matt Harmon, absolutely fantastic source for receiver information. High rate of success in terms of predictive model. Um, Travis Hunter was pretty much high rate of success against press, high rate of success against zone, man. He's like he was top two in pretty much every single one of those amongst
Yeah.
the class. So there's no reason why he can't play on the offensive side of the ball. I'd honestly prefer him on the offensive side than the defensive side, but
Really.
yeah,
I
Cleveland.
always thought he was going towards the direction of just being a full time corner that moonlights on offense, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, he could. He steps into that wide receiver room as he, like, you're kind of, as in Kevin Stefanski's shoes, you're kind of toying with the fact, is he as good as Denzel Ward is right now, or is he as good as Jerry Judy? Like,
Very Judy right now. Yeah.
yeah,
I would I would say Judy's a little better than I'd say you'd rather have him at corner. No?
I mean, the Browns are still nowhere near
Yeah, true.
eating. So,
We'll see what happens. This guy's a flexible player. You can do whatever you want with him.
yeah, exactly. It's
Do
just a
whatever you
matter
want.
of who does Travis have a better chance of starting over? And that's
Yeah.
probably going to be Judy.
You're getting a superstar somewhere on the on either side of the ball. So it's just like a
Absolutely.
can't miss pick. So
And this next pick kind of just being a lock to me at this point, and it's not 100% who you think it is, but Armand Membo is
mm.
speaking a lot here
What
with
about Evan Neal?
oh he is either a guard or a Burger King employee. There's no that dude's days of being a tackler are done. That was
Yeah, of
whole
course.
Justin Fields trade was a lose-lose.
Mhm.
The odds of that happening like ever in the draft is like slim to none.
Yeah, and it happened. So shout out Evan Neal.
Yeah, exactly. The Giants have a history of taking tackles in the top 10 and them not working out. And I
Yeah,
remember the most exaggerative one, like the one that most people got up in arms about was Andrew Thomas. And Andrew Thomas is an all pro, or I think an all pro. Like
yeah.
like Eric Flowers, they loved. And they loved Evan Neal. It was like,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
buddy. I'm sure Membu can definitely pan out though. Membu's definitely got a very high.
yeah.
He's a very high floor, I'll say.
Giants got to take a tackle with veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah. Give Russell Wilson some protection.
Absolutely.
Okay. If I'm the Patriots, there's I feel like there's absolutely like just no way you don't make this pick. You're taking Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
You have to. Like you're running up to the pick, you're gushing in joy that Abdul Carter is there at number 4.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's doing
Absolutely, absolutely overjoyed with that fact. So yeah, I guess that's the way it went.
and I'm not going to spend any time with this pick either. Mason Graham,
Yeah.
lock it
You don't
down.
think the Jaguars might trade down from there?
I think they view Mason Graham as too good of a prospect. Like he is a top four lock for me on my big board. Like he's not moving outside that top four.
Yeah.
Um, and he slides right into Jacksonville's defensive system, and like it is literally a perfect fit.
Yeah.
You could argue Campbell, yeah, Lawrence needs a little bit of help, but it's also a decently deep offensive tackle class as well. Like you'll probably be able to get one, or you could just trade up for one. So,
Yeah, yeah. The Raiders pick, I feel like it's honestly almost become a lock at this point that it's gonna happen. Give me Ashton Genty. I feel like there's absolutely no way you can pass up on a guy like Ashton Genty. He's just such a great prospect, such a high floor, and he's like, how do I say? It? He's such a great running back. I think you're putting him on the field as a rookie, and you're getting a superstar. Like I don't
you're
think there's
getting
no way.
technical Bo Jackson. Like that's
Yeah,
what.
yeah, exactly. Like you have to take him there, especially if you're the Raiders. You just need some sort of something, like literally something, to get
Yeah,
something going. And Genty's right there for you. So I could
yes.
see them. I could see them like overreaching for like an edge here or something, something stupid. I could see them doing something really dumb. I could
Hmm.
see them doing something really stupid, but I could also see them making a moderately smart move. But I'm not gonna.
Um, guys, I'm ruling out here. Will Johnson, I'm ruling out.
Mhm.
I
I
feel
think
I
you're mostly looking at like Tyler Warren here, if anything. I think.
see taking Shador here would be like just throwing salt in Justin Fields' I'm
Yeah,
never gonna be enough wound.
yeah,
I'm gonna take Will Campbell here.
the safer pick for sure. It's
Just
their offensive line would be looking really nice with Will Campbell added on there.
yeah, it's just a matter of actually like being a team. Like
Yeah,
the Jets had high Super Bowl odds last year because they had players, but they didn't have a unit like
yeah. There's just a bunch of
guys.
it's such a
Yeah.
disaster of a franchise. I
But
don't.
I love Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson, yeah.
Game record. But what are we doing here on the offensive side of the ball? Aaron Rodgers was
They also have Jamian Sherwood, who I think is a pretty underrated linebacker as well.
I yeah, yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah, they like the Jets know how to develop linebackers. Like they revitalized CJ Mosley's career as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Carolina,
This is a hard pick. I don't know. I think they're in a position that they don't want to be in right now. Kinda. I don't know. There's not really any names if I'm Carolina that are like flashing out to me at the board right now. But you do see that I feel like the pick should be defense, right?
yeah,
But Tyler Warren is there. And if you're Carolina, you probably like that. But I don't know. Like I really don't know who they pick here. I don't know. Like I'm almost leaning. Give me this is gonna be a little crazy, but give me Mike Green.
all right.
Give me Mike Green. I think that's who they take here. I put myself in a little bit of the Carolina mindset. Mike Green's a pretty high ceiling guy. He was balling out at the Senior Bowl. A little bit of character concerns, but I think that's the pick that they make.
Carolina has no problem with character concerns.
Absolutely not. Without
Yeah,
those character concerns, I think you're looking at Mike Green as like a guaranteed top 8 pick, top 7 pick. But you got those allegations that came up too recently.
yeah, yeah.
They're not a Jets
For
level.
the Saints, the Saints had that one
Saints
year.
are also pretty awful. Speaking of the Saints, all the buzz is going towards Shador Sanders with this pick right now. That's all the buzz.
I really don't want to.
I feel like it's what's gonna happen at this point.
Oh man, like it would be. Falcons fans would be mad because Dion's rooting for New Orleans.
Yeah, true. But I think it's just like you got like it's I think it's what's going to happen realistically. I think it's like especially with the Derek Carr news that came out lately, the or recently the shoulder.
Yeah, but it's Derek Carr.
It is Derek Carr.
Like if Derek Carr's injury is making you take a quarterback, you never believed in Derek Carr to begin with.
True.
I'm gonna go with what they should do because they're in absolute hell
They are.
financially. Give me Jalen Walker.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Safe, not gonna go too crazy here. Bears here. You thinking about trading?
You think about it, but you're honestly like you're so happy about the fact that a certain guy is here right now and that he's made it to you and you're going to be able to fix this spot, this position. Give me Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
You're really happy that he's here right now, and you're jumping for joy. You're taking Tyler Warren all day. Cole Kmet, he's all right, but you get the chance to get a dynamic.
Cole Kmet's joining Evan Neal in at Burger King.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You get the chance to put a dynamic playmaker like Tyler Warren at tight end. Like you're taking that. You're taking that all day. Didn't even need to trade up. Didn't need to do anything. I think the Steelers are calling right now.
who are they trying to jump?
Good. That is true.
That's always my question with trading up. Why
Who are they trying to jump? Yeah, true. Maybe. Nah.
like all of those teams have their quarterbacks set in place.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, they're not really trying to jump anyone, I guess. Who would be calling here?
Um, I've got an idea. It's kind of what Detroit did with Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's LA at 22, calling San Francisco for Amari and Hampton.
Yeah, that could happen. That is true. Or maybe even I don't know, actually. Like real I don't know, but the Niners could also just stick here and take Will Johnson or something, and that would probably work perfectly for them.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just toying with it a little bit.
The Niners did this back in 2020. We could see a one pick move up from Dallas to San Francisco.
Yeah, we saw it last year too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's McMillan. Like I think that's I mean, I don't know. That's what I would say personally for Dallas. They'd be like, oh, what if San Francisco takes McMillan? Nah.
we're gonna roll Will Johnson here.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it's just got to be Will Johnson.
Yeah. You go through three or four avenues and you're like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
the trade down is definitely there. I think it's 100% in the cards. Will Johnson's just the best pure instincts in the class. He's
yeah.
going to be a shutdown corner.
Mhm.
Just lock it in there.
Yeah, there's slight injury concerns, but I don't really see it
Yeah,
honestly.
he's fine.
And I think in that Robert Saleh system, you're looking at Will Johnson becoming like a real a true
Will
he
Johnson
could
could
become a
step
true
in.
shutdown corner in the NFL.
Will Johnson could step in and be Pat Surtain.
Yeah, he can step in and be Pat Surtain. He can step in and be Sauce Gardner. He can step in. He can even put in that like he can even fill in that Richard Sherman type role that he had on that 2019 Niners team and be even better than what he Richard Sherman was. So
Yeah, yeah, and Sherman was like Johnson's got the speed. I'm not
yeah,
like there's no way he's running like a 4.6 like Sherman did.
yeah.
Probably running high 4.4s, maybe low
Mhm.
4.4s. Like it's not anything to be concerned about. So
Yeah,
moving
I
to
think that,
Dallas.
okay, Dallas. I know I did mention Ted Rowe and McMillan here, but I I'm not sure. They need something on the offensive side of the ball. That ball does not move. You watch a Dallas game, that ball does not it doesn't move. It's just their offense is so lame. It's very boring. There's nothing happening. They were hoping Ashton Genty's here. Not there.
Float something
Genty's
out
not.
there.
What's up?
I float something out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Emeka Egbuka.
Emeka Egbuka is an option, but I was actually leaning. I think if I'm Dallas here, I'm going with Amari and Hampton.
Okay.
I think Amari and Hampton's a move here. You get a guy, he's a he's a workhorse. Amari and Hampton is an absolute workhorse back. This guy's gonna bring a spark to Dallas's offense, which they direly need. So I think this works great.
All right. Yeah, I've just been looking at Egbuka's film and I'm just like, there's like four teams that could be like, I'll pass on Egbuka. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane how good his tape is from the
I
side.
know there's concerns about his effort though, right?
I got nothing on
You
that.
got
So
nothing?
he's a willing run blocker. Like
Yeah,
that
okay.
was that's a main difference between him and JSN is Egbuka's a willing run blocker. Like takes care of his guys in the backfield. Moving
Yeah.
on to Miami. I'm gonna this has usually been offensive line, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit today. I'm gonna take one of my favorite defensive tackle prospects to talk about, Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Yeah, that's a guy who's been talked about for the Niners too. A lot.
I really like the guy's motor.
Yeah.
He's popping off on tape. So
Yeah, so he's a good pick, I'd say. I don't take any problem with Walter Nolan. I think he has a big range of where he could not go. I know the character concerns are also a big issue for him, but
yeah,
you are looking at a guy with like the physical tools to succeed. You're looking at a guy that could become something absolutely amazing. Someone
yeah,
someone who absolutely demolishes games. So I
yeah.
don't see it as a
Game
bad pick at all. Yeah. Indianapolis. So Indianapolis is like in my mind, they've become like a sort of wasteland franchise because they don't they're I feel like I mean they should have something happening. I don't take much interest in them. But you're looking at a team. They need tight end. I mean not really receiver, but there is. I feel like they can take. I think mostly what they're looking at is defense. You're looking at edge rusher. You're looking at linebacker. You're looking at yeah, just between those two really. For Indy, I think at the end of the day, they do end up taking who would they? It's real close here for sure. Give me honestly, give me Jahad Campbell
Oh,
out of
okay,
left field. Yeah, give me Jahad Campbell.
okay.
Yeah, give me Jahad Campbell. I think you add Campbell to the Indianapolis Colts. You're looking at a guy who could potentially be a heartbeat for a defense, especially with the right coaching. I think Jahad Campbell. It's a little bit out of left field, but I think he could really be the pick here. So
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't lead the league in tackles and the team cuts him.
that would suck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, you hope for a Shaq Leonard replacement, but you don't hope for a replacement as to how that ended.
Yeah,
Atlanta, not going to sugarcoat it. This is an edge rusher. This is
absolutely.
going to
They
be a guy
have to. They have
not
to.
going to travel far from home in Michael Williams.
Mm-hmm. Michael
Get those
Williams.
pressures best on that Georgia defensive line. I'm going to be honest. So, like, you could flip flop Walker and Williams. Like, it's just, again, pick your preference.
Yeah, I think the thing that separates the two is that Walker, I feel, does have a bit of a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would entice teams to draft him a bit higher. Arizona, another very similar case to the Indianapolis Colts, a very boring franchise. Um, they they need guard for sure. Um, honestly, I think they take Kelvin Banks here. Give me Kelvin Banks.
Okay.
Kelvin Banks, I do not think is an offensive tackle in the league. I think he's gonna be playing guard. You stuck him in at guard. I think he's gonna work perfect for the Cardinals. It's gonna work out great. So
Yeah, it's just for Arizona, it's just going to be a matter of two things. It's going to be who do you have starting a tackle that's going to be better than Banks?
yeah,
Not great. And then can Kyler see over Kelvin Banks? That's the other thing. So
true.
Cincinnati. This is going to be Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
They can develop,
Very high ceiling guy.
they can develop edge rushers. They can develop
Yeah,
defense. Let them cook.
yeah, absolutely. I think Seattle's also calling asking, hey, do you guys want to you guys want to let us trade up, and they might be interested in Shamar Stewart as well. Which as a 49ers and Texas A&M fan, I would probably be very heartbroken at that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Seattle's definitely trying to. I think even Arizona might be or Seattle and Arizona would be in talks here to trade. See, hey, can I jump Cincinnati to get Shamar Stewart right now? But yeah, Seattle. I think they would look in offensive line for sure, but I don't know if the value is quite there. I all right. I want to make a trade, I think, actually. I think Seattle
I was
trades
gonna say,
down. Yeah, I think what's up?
I'm calling with Green Bay.
Okay, what's up?
I want Green Bay to come up and get Jade Barron.
Yeah, I think that works out perfectly. Whatever the trade is, it works. I think Seattle trades down here. They don't want none of this value works out. I do think LA would also call here though too. They'd be asking about maybe
Division.
Yeah, that is true. But divisional rivals, I feel like for trades in the draft, it's not as no, it's never usually as big of a thing. Yeah. This would be, I mean, yeah, Jade Barron, sure. Yeah, that's who they take. You're losing Alexander. I do not think he's coming back to Green Bay. The situation looks to be resolving soon, hopefully. He's still on the team. He hasn't been released yet, but should be over soon.
It's yeah, it's not looking great.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right with Tampa Bay. No, the wait, before you make that pick, the Chargers would be calling too, I think.
Who are you calling for?
I think you're calling up for Matthew Golden.
Okay.
I think the Chargers would be calling. You're trying to jump particularly you're trying to jump Denver, you're trying to jump Pittsburgh both. Honestly, I think they both could be in the market for wide receiver. Maybe less Pittsburgh, but more Denver. Denver's definitely going to be in the market for a receiver, a dynamic playmaker. Matthew Golden's a guy he's shown who can make big plays in big moments. He has speed. I think in the NFL level, that speed will translate. I think we'll see better coaching. We'll see coaches that can actually help him succeed and use that speed at a high level. So I think the pick here could be Matthew Golden after a trade up, trying to jump Denver for him.
First receiver off the board.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still you. It's still you with
it
Denver.
is still me.
Yeah.
Denver, you're taking McMillan at this point.
Okay.
McMillan's fallen, but I do think it's a warranted fall. I think a lot of the concerns shown on tape are legitimate. So, but the big name receiver is here, is at their pick. You're taking him. So
Yeah, the concern with me was well, there were two. Like he's got the speed, he's got the production, like he's absolutely like warranted top 3, 4 receiver in this class, absolutely.
mhm.
But I was looking at the route trees earlier for some of these guys, and this dude had a low success rate on a 9 route, which is
Cool.
like as an X, like
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. What are you
like
doing? Yeah,
yeah. So hopefully Cortland Sutton takes him under his wing, works with him a little bit. And then I wasn't a fan of his jumping ability.
yeah.
He's good, very good hands, very good hands.
Outstanding. Yeah, he's
So
shown he's a smart guy. He's a smart football player too. He's tested pretty well in the intelligence test. So
he's one of those guys that's just kind of relied on his wingspan and his height to just make those contested catches instead of
yeah,
jumping up and grabbing them.
yeah,
Anyway, moving on to Pittsburgh. They're kind of sitting here like, what on God's green earth do we do here?
yeah.
Not out of left field. I think he's a first round pick. Give me Maxwell Harrison.
Maxwell Harrison, speedy guy.
Oh, man, I love the speed on him. Love the speed on him. Line up outside Porter. So make
Yeah,
that defense a little more expensive.
true. So how do you want to do these traded picks? Because I would I pick for Tampa Bay, or what would you pick?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pick for Tampa Bay. Okay, Tampa Bay. Can you go back to the full board?
Yeah.
Who's still here? Okay, Tampa Bay. Honestly, they're in a really good situation. I think their roster is just good enough to be able to pick whoever they see as the best, the player who they can see come in and contributing the most day
There's
one.
one guy. There's one guy.
Yeah, they have a very solidified roster. Uh, Honestly, this might be a weird pick. I don't know how often people will ever mock this, but I nah, I don't
Throw
know.
it out there. Throw it out there for the fun of it, for the love of the game.
For the love of the game, give me Colston Loveland.
Okay.
Yeah, for the love of the game, this is gonna be a fun pick. You'd have a crazy two tight end set with Colston Loveland and Kate Otten, right? But
That's a that's a fun pick. I like
that would
that.
be a fun pick. That would be a very fun offense next season. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Colston Loveland, and Kate Otten and Bucky Irving. That'd be a very dynamic
And
offense.
don't forget Rashad White.
And Rashad White, yeah, of course. And you can't forget Sean Tucker too. So
Or Jalen McMillan.
yeah, have a very very stacked offense with this pick.
Not
So
a
yeah,
lot, not a lot of occurrences where you hear Sean Tucker's name brought up in Tampa before Jalen McMillan. But anyway,
yeah,
I'm gonna do what Tampa Bay elected not to do and take James Pierce Jr.
yeah. Okay. I would say that maybe even Seattle is calling up, or not Seattle, Baltimore is calling Seattle right now and saying, "Hey, we want our guy," because I feel like James Pierce is their guy, Baltimore, and they want.
I do like that fit. The thing is Minnesota gonna take an edge? Like
Yeah, true. Yeah, valid.
Houston's not gonna take an edge, and LA's probably not gonna take an edge.
Hmm.
So you're basically going hat in hand to Seattle. Like we want Pierce. We know you're gonna take him.
Yeah,
You got to pay extra. So
yeah.
a little bit of that.
Yeah, fair. Minnesota. Give me Derek Harmon. Honestly,
All right.
very very complete roster. You're just adding the player who you think is going to contribute the most day one. And I think in Minnesota, Derek Harmon would be getting most play time compared to Malachi Stark. So
And if Pittsburgh, he can learn right behind Jonathan Allen.
yeah,
I love that pick. Like the only other real possibility I saw with them is safety.
yeah.
That was really the only other option here.
Houston Texans.
Do I want to do something that's completely unrealistic?
Uh-huh.
Ah,
There's a guy screaming right now. Like I think there's a guy who just jumps off the page right now for Houston.
I think I know who you're looking at.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's two guys there I'm looking
There
at.
is two guys, but there's yeah, there is two guys. I think either one of them is fine.
And honestly, whoever I take of those two, you're probably going to take the other.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll. Oh, man, that's actually tough. Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons. Yeah. And then LA, give me Tyler Book.
That
Yeah, yeah. It was those two guys. Those two guys are there. You're shocked that they're there, and they're overjoyed at the fact that they're there.
I think Simmons is going to step right in and he's like, just make sure the guy's healthy. Don't worry
Mhm.
about developing him too much. He's pro ready.
Yeah,
Just
he would
worry
have
about,
been a top 10 pick had that injury not happened.
yeah, exactly. And I think Ohio State's gonna it would beat Michigan for once if they had Josh Simmons healthy. But
Yeah, it didn't happen though. So
yeah, Baltimore. You could argue Landon Jackson's a first round edge.
I do think there's a guy who I would take over Landon Jackson at this pick. He
I
went a
mean,
lot earlier
I,
in a previous mock draft.
I mean, that wasn't even my first idea.
Yeah,
This pick's gonna get traded,
is
and
he get traded?
it's gonna be a team coming up from the second round.
Hmm.
Baltimore. It is
Who is it going to be?
the New Orleans Saints
The Saints. Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
coming up for their quarterback. Jesus.
Trade has been rejected. The trade should you can't force it.
You have to like overpay for absolutely no reason.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand it. Don't ask me. This isn't actually happening.
Yeah, this isn't the real trade that would happen.
Yeah, we're just doing the I.
What?
What are we doing, man?
Are we serious?
Why is this not working? Goodness gracious, goodness gracious. We're having a comedy channel today.
Yeah,
There
there we
we go.
go.
There
That
we
would
go.
not be the trade that happens in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Saints and financial hell giving up all their picks to come up and get a quarterback who's a diva. But anyway,
Uh,
he's a first round pick. He should be a
yeah,
first round pick, but he's not like again, the other quarterbacks are closer to him than he is to Cam Ward. And
true. Uh,
Tyler Shuck is giving him an absolute argument. Jackson Dart is giving him an absolute argument. to go ahead of them. So
Detroit Lions. They're in a great position here to just take whoever they think is going to contribute the most. There's a few names that jump out to me. Um, honestly, if I'm if I'm Detroit here, I think we do take Gray Zabel to
all right.
Gray Zabel. Plug that guy in on the offensive line. I think you're looking at having probably the best offensive line in the league by far. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, second best behind Philly.
oh yeah, true. Forgot.
Yeah. Detroit's my dark horse quarterback team.
Yeah, very, very dark horse. Could be like a surprise, like Green Bay 2020 pick, but I don't think it'll
Yeah.
happen. Not in this class. Maybe next year I could see it, but I just don't think the quarterbacks are
I
really,
think second
really
round.
there.
I think second round they take a quarterback.
They could, yeah, definitely. But I don't know. Maybe. If they don't like what they're seeing out of like Hendon Hooker, like I don't.
I mean, it's a long shot, but
Mhm.
it's one of those things where it's like you're kind of gambling out there.
Yeah.
Washington. I'm gonna stop the fall of my boy.
Landon Jackson. You think it's you're taking him over as Araku?
I am taking him over as a Rocco.
All right.
I
Uh,
planted my flag on him. I'm kind of
uh
so
yeah. With
I,
Buffalo,
not hating it, but yeah,
they're in a great spot. Can you go back to the all board?
yeah.
Let's see who's there. Yeah, they're in a great spot.
There's
I'm
one
gonna
guy's
I'm gonna I'm gonna go in a different direction than what's usually went for Buffalo here. Give me Malachi Starks.
okay.
Different direction. I don't see this as a very unrealistic pick at all. They're just taking the guy that they see as the best on the board. They have the ability, they have the roster to take the best guy on the board. So they just do it.
Egbuka was kind of my guy. He can kind of again
Yeah, yeah,
run the slot. He can play the slot, but Shakir is also probably the best short yardage receiver in the league.
yeah,
And you throw Egbuka in there, he can kind of work that intermediate game, and then you got Keon Coleman working 20 yards and on the boundary. So
yeah,
um, yeah, Starks is rangy. He's got a good nose for the football, but tackling's a little bit of a concern for me.
yeah,
So, and again, it's a safety prospect. It's not phenomenal. So, like, you have to be the guy as a safety prospect to go top 10, top 20, etc.
yeah, yeah. You have to be like that Derwin James type prospect
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
good. Jamal Adams type prospect to be doing
Yeah.
that.
There's so many guys here that I would probably throw a first round grade on and like should absolutely 100% be in the first round. It's too early for those guys.
Yeah, you're not looking at Ariante Isery yet.
I mean, there was one tackle like I'm considering like could be like the Cole Strange pick,
Yeah, I mean,
but Kansas City's not really in a Cole
whole
Strange.
strange type scenario.
Yeah.
So,
Let's just roll with Kenneth Grant. Chris Jones is getting up there in age.
true.
Just
Yeah, Kenneth Grant would be a good pick. Sit there, learn behind Chris Jones.
high floor.
Yeah. Go back to the all board for Philly. Yeah, Philly was really hoping Malachi Starks was there, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably. But you take the next best guy, take the next best
Oh yeah,
they what's
great.
up, Call? What's up?
I'm New England, and I'm calling
Okay.
for Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, I think Philly would hear that out and do it, honestly.
So the last trade
Yeah.
for picking this mock. So Philly is sending away pick 32, and New England moves in at the end of the first, which is something I always like doing. I just like New England actually moving up back in the
Yeah.
for once. Emeka Egbuka to wrap this up. I could not live with myself if Emeka Egbuka was not a first round pick. Um, so yeah, Nicky Manlori was probably my surprise of not getting taken on the first round.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Philly hadn't traded down, Philly's taken Eman Mori there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but everybody else, like these are all warranted first round picks, I'd say. Maybe yeah, all these guys I can definitely see going in the first round. I did take end up taking Mike Green very high, but I just felt like that was the Carolina. I
One of
feel like
those edge rushers is going to go. One of those edge rushers ranked 2 through 6
he's gonna go
is going
there.
in the top 10.
Yeah,
Like,
he's going at that spot. I think Mike Green's gonna end up being that guy. He goes at that highest spot.
yeah, and your boy Shamar Stewart lands at a good spot to
Yeah,
develop it. Again, like
yeah,
I've said before, the power move is going to be the absolute hyper fixation for him this offseason. So
yeah. And
looking to develop that.
I think teams like San Francisco, teams like or a team like San Francisco, a team like who else would be even looking at it? Like probably the Bears as well. They're looking at Scourton being there in the second round, seeing if they can trade up. They're
Yeah.
looking at who else was even on the board. I just remember Scourton was out there. Um, whatever other edge rushers are out there, I think they're looking up maybe to move up a few picks, try and jump anyone else who might be trying to take an edge rusher in the start of the second round.
There, Amos was there.
Amos was there, yeah, true.
Uh,
Um,
it's a Raku.
yeah, Zaraku was there. Yeah, San Francisco's definitely trying to look and see can we trade up and get him.
But yeah, if this is how the first round went, I would be jumping for joy. I would be very
I would be pretty happy as a 49ers fan myself. We got Will Johnson. He's always been the guy I wanted since the start of the offseason. So
yeah. When my big board comes out, it's going to be no surprise. He's probably going to be in that 7-8 slot overall.
yeah,
So, but yeah, this wraps up the second collaborative mock draft with trades, the fifth overall.
yep,
Sure to like and subscribe. Will, thank you very much for coming on,
of course, anytime.
and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah.